How's it going, everybody? DJ Neeks here, and welcome back to my A through Z playthrough. Today, we have landed upon Great Father Winter himself. No, I'm kidding. It's Malfurion. Hmm. If I sound sad saying that, that's because, well, how do I describe what it feels like with my relationship with this current version of Malfurion? Malfurion, for me, it's like we were such a great duo. We were so great together, and then he changed, and I have not been able to mend that relationship. It's not me. It's him, but it could also be me. I don't know. He's just okay. For the majority of the past year, or maybe not the majority, I don't remember when exactly the changes happened, but for the longest time, Malfurion, over the past year, there was a period of time where he was the king of supports in this game. No one was a better solo support in this game than Malfurion. He had it all. He had tremendous healing. He had a poking ability. He had roots. He had a silence ult, which also gave him enhanced mana regeneration, so he didn't have to worry about running out of mana to not be able to heal anyone. He had it all. He was fantastic, and I was a Malfurion main. If you see here, he is my second highest leveled hero at level 43 behind Kael'thas. I loved Malfurion. And then they made a change where they took away his mana regeneration from his Twilight Dream. They changed some of his other abilities. They took away his cleanse at level 7. They changed various things. They even took away recently his Moonfire talent that he could use to enhance his strength against minions, mercs, and monsters. They took that away recently. And it feels like they have nerfed Malfurion into the ground, where I feel like I have not been able to rekindle what it was like playing as him, especially in ranked play, where I feel like I cannot reliably pick Malfurion anymore to get the job done as a solo support in ranked play. Is he still a pretty decent support? Yes, but he's not. He was without question the best support in this game for a period of time. Anyone asked me, "Hey, which healer should I play?" And I said Malfurion without question. And it just makes me sad. But we're gonna take a look and see how he does. I think Tranquility, they didn't even buff this, if I recall. They changed a couple of things here, such as level 16. They made it where you could try and get Innervate for himself or increase your healing with this, but that's only if you have high health, which a lot of times you're not going to be because they focus your healer. And then they decided to put Bolt of the Storm into his level 20 version of Twilight, but take away something from Twilight Dream, where you not only increase the duration of the silence, but you also applied a slow. I mean, he just had so many great things in his, and they took it away, and it feels like he is a much weaker version of himself than he used to be. I'm not saying he's a bad character now, but I mean, it was just, he was so good. He was in such a great spot, and it feels like he's not as in good of a spot anymore, but we're going to try and see how we do today.
Balloon, grant us strength.
Alright, everyone, we find ourselves on the Sky Temple. The friendly team, Malfurion, Hanzo, Nova, Diablo, Kel'Thuzad versus Alexstrasza, Chen, the Butcher, Lieutenant Morales, and Medivh. Right away, you'll notice something in level 1 that just puzzles me.
battle commencing in
especially with the changes, with the fact they took away his cleanse. They took away cleanse, one of the most important talents that a healer needs to have, and yet they let this druid from the forest
let the battle
keep the scouting drone. It doesn't make sense. Why does he keep the scouting drone, but he gets cleanse taken away? I just don't get it. Let me get in here, try to heal up Diablo. Be able to try and heal myself, keep myself alive. Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at these guys trying to win the game in the first minute. The first minute of the game, they're already trying to win. Let's get a win in the first minute of the game, guys. Forget about the fact this is supposed to be a 20-30 minute game. No, let's just win in the first minute. Sorry. I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't get upset about that right off the bat. Alright. I'm just gonna go take Shando's Clarity to reduce the cooldown of my Innervate, to see if I can be able to help empower my Kel'Thuzad teammate, since obviously having more roots for him is going to benefit him. Let me go ahead and heal up the Hanzo, or try to, but as you can see, the heal does not seem to be as effective as it used to be, and that root, though, is going to be able to help punish that Butcher for overextending.
triple kill.
Now, that is something I do think Malfurion is really good at these days. Let me go ahead and give that Innervate to Nova, and give her another heal. But look at my mana bar. Now, of course, this was a problem for Malfurion in the early game, but once you got to level 10, that was no longer a problem, because you could be able to go ahead and not have to worry about your mana, because you were able to get lots of it back through having your Twilight Dream. But now,
Choose a talent.
I need to calm down. I need to. It just makes me upset and sad, and I gotta stop. All right. It used to be I would go with Elun's Grace, and the reason for that was because of there would be times where you would need that extra range to make sure you used it to heal your teammates. However, I'm looking at this comp and I see a Chen, and I'm thinking I will be able to get some decent stacks with my Vengeful Roots quest. So we're going to go ahead and pick that up. I'm going to go ahead and try to... Alright, if they use that portal, my root was there waiting for him. But look, again, look at my mana bar. Ugh. Malfurion did used to have Conjurer's Pursuit, like many other healers and spellcasters in the game had. Now, that was of course a generic talent to increase your mana regen. They've been doing a good job of getting rid of generic talents in order to try and put in more unique talents for each hero. So, and I'm glad that they're doing that in that regard. But there was somehow a way to help supplement that, and the way they did that for Malfurion was adding that mana regen on his, oh my gosh. To heal myself. Go ahead and put that down, see if I can maybe get some kind of stack there. I think one. I think I got one. Alright, let's see here. Reduces enemy healing. I mean, they do have a Moralis and an Alexstrasza, so that actually might be pretty good here. Go ahead and put Regrowth on the Hanzo there. I mean, I was always, even before they buffed Malfurion with the previous version he was in, I was definitely a Malfurion player. I just loved his style of, I'm going to put this ahead of time to anticipate damage coming your way, instead of waiting for a time where you have low health, such as other healers such as Uther, where you just get that burst healing, and if you want to get the most value of it, you need to wait until they have lower health. But instead, Malfurion allowed me to be able to play a style where I would anticipate damage coming, put it on there, and it would heal over time to try and counter the damage that was coming. Now, there used to be talents when the rework first came out where you could actually enhance it. Like, and I mean really enhance his healing. Look at my mana bar again. This is such a problem with the current version of Malfurion. And there were ways to fix it, and they took it away. Why is it already leaving the altar? That seems to be a problem I run into sometimes. Sometimes they'll leave after I hearth back when I didn't even tell them to go that way. And our Hanzo might be in big trouble right now. We are very close to level 10, and he's dead. Alright. We do have a lead on them, though. We are working on getting to level 10 before them. Looks like Kel'Thuzad is going to make his way down there to try and clear this up. I'm going to go ahead and give him that as well. Let me go ahead and put that down. Chen did walk away from it, though. Alright. What do I want here? Do I want the silence? I think I do. Tranquility feels like a better option now to enhance healing, since he kind of lacks in that now. But in situations like this, I think having that silence is pretty big, and I think I may have body blocked our Kel'Thuzad teammate. I was trying to stay with him to keep healing him, but unfortunately it didn't work out that way. Gonna go ahead and sippy cup in anticipation of damage coming. So Ventroot spawns the Treant, or the Broccoli, the baby Groot look-alike.
The night of the sun.
Give Nova the Innervate. Spawn that in order to kind of deal with those mercs. There we go. The enemy team does have their ults now. Ooh. Interesting. Interesting decision there, Chen. And go ahead and put the Treant down there to kind of work on that minion wave and get the mercs pushing up a little farther. Okay, I have to really learn how to do that. I tried that once while leveling Hanzo to 5, and I think I got like 2 stacks the whole game because I couldn't understand what I was supposed to be doing or how to do it. And yet I'm running into Hanzo players that are finishing that like very early in the game. Alright, so I'm down here by myself. I'm gonna go with Ice Block in anticipation of the Butcher coming to get me. Especially if he's going to use Lamb to the Slaughter. Now, fortunately, I can be able to keep healing myself and tank this while my team is off doing other stuff. So there we go. Able to get some value from that. Hanzo. Careful, dude. Oh! Look at this Medivh. He's chasing me. I can be able to heal myself. Now, I'm sure he's, like, working on Master's Touch. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put the Treant down. There we go. And now I can be able to Sippy Cup. Oh! I was going to, like, use my Twilight. But then again, that doesn't prevent him from using the portal. So I'm glad I didn't. I should get over here, try and see if I can save my Nova teammate. Never mind, the entire enemy team was there. Put the Treant down there to get another stack. What is this Medivh doing? Is he trying to kill me when I'm at full health? He's just scouting for his team. Go ahead and put that down. By the way, you like my Christmas skinergy here? Look at this. Great Father Winter Malfurion with a reindeer skin. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Oh my goodness. There we go. Very nice. Gonna go ahead and give Innervate to Kel'Thuzad. Give him a heal. See if we can catch up to the enemy team. Ah, he ran right past the root. There we go. Good job, team. That is a full team kill. I'm going to go back and get mana. Because as you can see, hardly any mana. Now, they did, I think, reduce the mana cost for regrowth, but again,
My magic flows through.
especially if you're going for a roots build that's 75 mana, you used to not have to worry about that with the way you could get that mana regen back with Twilight Dream. I'm not complaining about change, but it has to be, if there are changes to go along with it that actually, like, balance it out. And as opposed to just a change that completely nerfs him and what he does and how he plays. That's what I felt like that nerf did. Gonna go ahead and go with Tenacious Roots. Go ahead and give Innervate and a health boost to our Hanzo. Gonna go ahead and use Twilight Dream on the Chen. Not really in favor of doing that against one enemy as opposed to a group of enemies, but I was concerned about trying to keep our Hanzo teammate alive, and the Butcher did finish his quest, but our Kel'Thuzad also finished his quest. I also have that banner, that Christmas banner I got.
Temple's magic subsides. Find something else to fight over.
Alright, so Hanzo stay top. It's getting a little hairy down here in the bottom lane. I'm going to head down there to help out our Diablo teammate. I didn't realize they also killed both Nova and Kel'Thuzad. They are not going for the boss. Since Diablo's here, I say let's go ahead and get this Merc camp. Okay. Oh, we're going for the boss? Oh my goodness, that's a very risky play. Yep, here comes Medivh and the rest of the team. Here comes Chen and such. Now, I think Chen should have gone for the barrel because that could have been able to prevent us from doing anything here. There we go. Oh, the ley line seal. Unfortunately, I don't have a heal available to save my Kel'Thuzad teammate. And of course, because the Butcher has finished his quest, I'm going to put that root down to try and prevent them from chasing us.
The light of the sun grows
Whew.
within the temples. Soon they shall bask in my glory.
Gonna try and see what we can do about stopping this push up here. My initial thoughts on when I first saw the change to Malfurion was it seemed like they were trying to turn him into... It seemed like they were trying to turn supports from just being able to heal into, like, damage healing hybrids, which I was never really that much in favor of because I just thought my job is to heal my teammates. If you can make it where I can do that, I don't care how much damage I do, as long as I'm able to optimally heal myself, but also have a way to defend myself, which is why I don't usually play Morales compared to Malfurion, because I felt like I couldn't be able to defend myself as a Morales compared to Malfurion.
For Kalimdor.
And with his silence ult, there was a way to be able to help do that. And in a situation like this, I am still able to get the job done decently, but trust me, this feels like a much weaker version of the character that I played over the past year. We're gonna go with Astral Communion, which basically combines Bolt of the Storm with the Silence. And they wanted to make it where you could be able to... Oh, it looks like we're gonna win the game here.
But it will return.
They want to... I can even go ahead and show it here. And unfortunately, Medivh moved out of the way.
And we are now running. Go ahead and put my root down to try and help take that down. Unfortunately, I also could not save my teammate there. I was able to take down the Chen. I'm going to give a heal to... I do have Ice Block ready to go, but trust me, that's not going to save me. Ugh, I couldn't even put down my root. 16%. That Medivh taunt? Medivh doesn't have a taunt. He has a time stop. That's not the same thing. Well, we had an opportunity, but fortunately we do have 2 keeps down, and that one is also down very low, so we're in a good spot. We have our 20 talents, but I did whiff on that, and you can see you take a second to channel, and then you blink and cast it. They wanted to make it where you could utilize Bolt of the Storm in a more offensive fashion for playmaking capabilities, which is why we saw a trend of that for other characters, like Kerrigan getting a Bolt of the Storm that does damage, Thrall getting a Bolt of the Storm that does Wind Fury. These different Bolts of the Storm that could be used in an offensive playmaking fashion. They wanted to kind of encourage that. And so they decided to do that with Malfurion, but yet nerf the Twilight Dream, because it used to be even stronger at 20, but it feels like it's not. So like right there, I could be able to go in and do that, but it feels like I am not able to get as much out of it as I used to be able to. Let me go ahead and put a heal on my Diablo teammate, try and keep him alive, and he is running away from me instead of letting me try and heal him. I'm going to go ahead and put a root down to try and see if we can do anything about this against the Medivh. Unfortunately, no one is responding to that. But, alright, I'm going to go over here, give Innervate to Diablo, give him a heal. I feel like perhaps this is... The entire enemy team is dead. I didn't even realize that at first. Hey, GG. Okay, believe me when I tell you that at this point in the game, that could have been even higher. If I sounded very negative and sad talking about Malfurion in this video, I apologize. I'm not opposed to change, but if it has to be a change that I feel like you took something away, but you at least gave him something back. But it feels like they didn't give him anything back. They took away his mana regen from his silence ult. They took away his cleanse. They took away his quest talent at level 1 that could let you empower your Moonfire, so at least you could be able to do some more damage to wave clear and lane clear on certain maps like Infernal Shrines and such. They took all these things away from him that made him so good and made him very valuable, but they gave him nothing back in return. I look at his talent tree and his kit, and I think, what did they give him back in return? Oh, they combined his Twilight with Bolt of the Storm. Big deal. The Twilight is even weaker now. Sure, you increased the duration, but you also took away the slow it provided. They took all these things away from him that made him so good, and they didn't give him anything back to balance him out. And he just feels like he's not even worth playing right now. There are other healers that I would rather play in this current iteration right now than Malfurion, and that breaks my heart because I loved playing Malfurion. He was one of my go-to supports, and I feel like I can't even play him anymore. The talents we went with today: Shando's Clarity, Vengeful Roots, Strangling Vines, Twilight Dream, Ice Block, Tenacious Roots, and Astral Communion. It used to be you could be able to do a Moonfire build with the talent that lets you be able to power it up. I think this is not the same one. There was a different one that if minions died around you, you could increase the damage it did. to mercs, minions, and monsters, and they just took that away for no reason, just because. And again, why does he still have scouting drone, but yet they take away cleanse when it's one of the most important talents that a healer could have? I liked that they came up with this stacking quest for the Treant roots quest talent, and there is kind of a build for that, but I mean, you could also go for revitalizing Yasura's gift, but it just feels like this is the only way to do that. But even when I've tried it, it just doesn't feel as beneficial to him as it used to be. And it just feels like, if I look at supports in this game right now, I would rather play Lily, I'd rather play Brightwing, Alexstrasza, Uther, Karazim, Lucio, Rhaegar, Stukov. I'd rather play any of those instead of Malfurion, and I just hate saying that. Because it used to be Malfurion could be that one healer that you could go to and you'd be fine. And now I feel like he cannot get the job done as well as he used to. And it just frustrates me that they took all this away, but I feel like they didn't give him anything back in return to balance him out and still make him feel good enough to play. I would not recommend Malfurion as a solo support anymore in this current version of him compared to how he used to be over some of the others. So, those are my thoughts on this current version of Malfurion. He's not the same character he used to be, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I keep holding him to this standard that he was so good at for the past year, and they changed him, made him worse, and I can't seem to get over it. And instead of trying to figure out how to make this version work, it feels like I can't be with his current kit and talents compared to others. So that was Malfurion. Up next, we're going to be taking a look at Malthael, the Angel of Death, who has come onto the scene as one of the strongest melee assassins in the game, especially when you go up against a multi-warrior comp. And if we were to run up against warriors such as Cho'Gall or Stitches, it would be really... We'll have to see whether or not that works in the next quick match matchmaking. You know, against tons of squishy assassins, not really that great, but he has a lot in his kit that I absolutely love. And we'll be taking a look at Malthael when we come back. Stay tuned.